Hello there, I'm the Base Manager and welcome back to Space Engineers. And my friends, you have no idea how long I have searched for this that it is beneath my feet. I finally found some freaking platinum. Jesus, my friends, I've been looking for this for over 2.5 hours now, and I'm pretty sure that you can notice by the amount of GPS signals that I have on my screen. But finally, the search paid off, because I found the freaking material. Ah, yes. Yes, you guys have no idea. Once again, like, it has been a lot of search for this thing, but I finally found it. Platinum. And why is this important, you might ask? Well, my friends, without this we cannot make ion thrusters, and today we are going to work on the hangar of our capital ship, and one of you actually suggested something pretty neat. What if we built a printer inside of our capital ship for our drone fighters? And I thought that was an incredibly useful idea. Drones are not exactly the most... where is my spacetrosity? There is so many GPS signals on the screen, I don't even know what it is. Oh, there it is. But yeah, drones are not exactly the most durable fighters in the world, especially because, you know, they are small and all. So printing them would be rather nice, but in order to make life simple for us, I think that we should print them with ion thrusters. That way we can attach a like 2 batteries, a bunch of thrusters, and 2 Gatling guns, and there's your drone. It's super simple, super easy, and that way the printing process should be also pretty simple. Especially because I never made any printer in my Space Engineer's career. But now, please allow me a moment to stuff myself full of platinum. Well, platinum is a material that you apparently don't get a lot of. Just look at the ginormous crater that I had to do just to fill up both of my cargo containers. Oh well, at least now we have enough platinum to last us a lifetime. I'm pretty sure that our refineries are also going to stay a lifetime processing this stuff. But in any case, I am super glad that I finally found it. I can now move on to other things. Okay, so as we are making our way back home, let me just show you all the other things that we have also found out, because I don't know if you guys remembered, but we were missing cobalt, gold and platinum. Well, we are still missing gold, but we are no longer missing cobalt. As you can see, I found 1 billion nodes of cobalt. Like, no joke, like 4 of these nodes are in one of these clusters. One of these clusters has so much cobalt, it's not even funny. It's like I tell you, once you find one resource node, you will find them all, apparently. But oh well, we also found a bunch of iron. I recall, we had found like 4 iron nodes, but now we have 14 iron nodes. In fact, I mined 1 iron node in totality because it was that small. It was really tiny. It didn't even fill us up completely. And I also found a bunch of other stuff, like 1 billion nickel and a bunch of nothingness as well. But the important part is we now know where platinum is located, and we also know where 1 billion other resources are located, so we should not run out anytime soon. But well, my friends, now we are finally back. Our refineries should be working on this platinum, right? Whoa, don't crash against that. Here they go. Working very slow. Okay. This is going to take a lifetime, even with speed modules, because yeah, the speed modules are all complete. Even with speed modules, these refineries are taking their sweet time processing that platinum. Okay. Okay. I suppose that it is fine. We are also going to take a long time to build this, so eventually all of that is going to be done. But in any case, today, my friends, we are going to focus ourselves in the hangar bay. So let's speak a little bit about it in the first place. So at first I was just going to make this quote-unquote square or rectangular thingy for the spacerosity, and then another vehicle underneath it that would launch through here. However, as I was building the ship, I've been analyzing the space that we have available to us, and I'm thinking that I'm going to use this space all the way till this block as hangar area. That way we can fit two vehicles inside of the upper hangar. The spacerosity would obviously be in here, because it's the one that we would be using the most, but we could fit another vehicle around here perfectly without any issues. Then underneath it, instead of just closing off the bottom hangar around here, I'm going to extend it all the way over here, where we should have our printing area. Now, I don't have a lot of room to work with, nor it is a good idea to add a bunch of pistons with hinges and rotors and stuff like that, otherwise that is going to affect the stability of the ship. We already have the crane from the Hulk to do that, so the least amount of moving parts that we can have, the better. So we have a lot of constraints to something that I have never done, so we'll have to see what I come up with. And yeah, we would have our printing area over here. We could park several fighters in a row, and then we would just use them as they get destroyed, right? We would use the first, and then the second, third, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's a lot of work. I don't know if we are going to be able to complete all of that in one episode, but one thing I can tell you, I'm going to try. So instead of just yapping my mouth, I should start taking my time, taking a look at this. There is a few things that are going to have to be deleted, like these turrets. I'm going to push these turrets a block higher, because I want to do like a neat effect with some windows over here in the middle. I have like these crests that go down into the windows and then come up again into the turrets, go down into the other windows, come up again, just to give it a little bit of texture, you know? So yeah, time for me to start placing some blocks down and building the hangar bay. Alright, my friends, so I think I am done placing a bunch of blocks. Yeah, I think we have enough space now. Okay, so pretty much on the top hangar, we are going to have these two parking spots that we have spoke previously. This one for a small craft, maybe the exploration vehicle, something like that. Something that we don't use quite often, but is still nice to bring with us. Then we have that parking spot over there for the spacerosity. Over here we have our bottom hangar. These side skirts are only for protection purposes. You know, we want to protect the entry and exit of our fighter bay, so that we don't have, you know, enemies fire into our hangar and destroying everything. Especially because, well, if we are under combat, these ones are going to be closed, but those ones we have to open them, right, to send the fighters outwards. So the fighters are going to be exposed, and the protective thingies over there. Now, this part, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish while we are docked. We'll have to leave this part unfinished, and then I will finish it up in space, but it's just replicating the pattern that I have on this side over on that side, and then adapting it to incorporate the tower. Something pretty simple, should be relatively easy once we are on space. It's not exactly the end of the world, it's just unfortunate that we won't be able to pressurize the hangar bay and see if everything is working as intended. But yeah, I have plenty, and I mean plenty of welding in my future. Now, I just welded a few things because well, when you have only frames, it becomes really hard to see shapes, and so I had to pretty much just weld a bunch of things just to make sure that the shape was you know, as right as I could make it. Well, my friends, I'm still not done welding, not by a long shot, but I had to complete this hangar door just to look how this thing
Energy low.
Thank you, Susan. How this thing looks with the doors closed, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Now, let's see. It has been over 3 hours since we have... Wait a second. No, it was nothing. It has been over 3 hours since we have come back with the platinum. How much do you think we have gone through? Yeah, we still have a lot of platinum to go through. Yeah, this thing takes a sweet time refining, and the problem is that we are very low on iron, which means that I have to go grab more, but if my refineries are logged up with platinum, they can't process the iron. I never thought it was going to take this long, but apparently I was wrong. Hopefully by the time I come back with the space velocity filled with iron, that platinum is already processed. Okay, my friends, the hangar is almost complete. However, I stand in a crossroad. You see, I am a little bit, shall we say, second doubtful. That is probably the correct word. Where should I put my printing machine? Because my first thought was to put it over here, because there is plenty of space for it, right? However, there is a second option. We can also put it over here, and the reason why I think about it is because over here we have a lot more vertical space, which probably would help us out a little bit, and we could put any mechanisms over here. This is going to be slightly narrower, right? This is only going to be 3 blocks wide, but any piston or stuff like that could be put over here, right? So, my idea for the printing machine would actually be different if we put it over here or if we put it down there. If we put it over here, the idea would be to have, instead of this connector, as a parking spot, I would have a rotor with a projector and an attachment point, and then we would have the welding apparatus, the welding device in a piston. The piston would extend, cover the drone, weld it up, and then retract it, giving us access to the drone. We would delete the attachment and then grab the drone and put it down there. If we do it like this, we can remove this conveyor over here and use these side conveyors that we have over here as logistics, right? Because that would be most handy to park our drones on the lower hangar. However, if we put it over here, we would have a fixed welding device, and the rotor would be attached to a piston. The piston would insert the rotor plus the blueprint into the welding chamber, shall we say, and once the drone was welded, the piston would retract, we would cut the connection and park the drone. These are the 2 ideas that I have. However, I will have to think about them a little bit further. I am a little bit tired right now, and this is the kind of thing that I think is worth having a fresh mind looking at it. Now, let's talk about future plans. I can't exactly cover this area just yet, therefore I cannot close the hangar. We already knew we could not close the hangar because of this part over here. But we can't also close it because of this part. Reason for that is I have a planned structure that I want to put over here, an observatory. Something shaped like the control tower, a room pretty much made out of glass, right? But at the height of our airlock, pretty much it would start on this block, would extend a little bit, right? And then would go inwards into the wing that covers the
energy low.
Okay, that covers the engines, and underneath that observatory we would put a bunch of batteries so that we could offset the center of mass, because this thing, although it's not that large, it's a little bit heavy, right? So if we could, and it's probably offsetting the center of mass quite significantly, especially given how much it sticks to the side. So placing a few batteries over here would counteract that, and you know, it would give us an excuse to put more glass around this area, and glass is always beautiful. Alright, my friends. So, I said I needed some time to think about things, that I was a little bit tired, and you know what? Between the last cut and this one, several days have passed. I know it doesn't look like it, but that's the truth. And in these days I had time to think about this a little bit. So for now, the plan is going to be quite simple. We are not going to have a printer per se, we are going to have a printing chamber, and it's going to be located right here. It is decided some modifications will have to be done, but nothing major. I think that's enough space for us, and I think it's going to work as well, as I have it in my mind. But first, we have to make the drone fighter so that we can have all the measurements available to us. So let me just slap a quick drone together. It should be relatively simple, nothing fancy, so let's try to get it done relatively quick. Okay, my friends, so this is as compact as we are ever going to get the drone to be. There is still a few parts missing, but we have to weld what we have first, and those parts are pretty much just armor and cameras. I'm going to put the frontal camera right there so that we have a good vision of our Gatling guns, and so we can aim properly. The Gatling guns are connected via small tubes to the connector, meaning that the second we connect to the grid, they should be restocked with ammunition. And then we have thrusters going in every direction. I'm just missing one thruster because, well, I have to grind this block down, and I kind of just want to have the thing done first before I grind it off the power grid, right? We want to have these batteries recharge a little bit of power. After all, we are going to be using ion thrusters, so not a bad idea to have some power. Also, this time I'm going to put a remote control on it, because there is no seat to this thing, so remote control is the only way to go. Other than that, we have two gyros and the antenna. That's the only functional parts that we need other than thrusters and batteries. So, yeah. I think that covers everything. Time to weld this amalgamation of thingies and then give it a quick shape, just a couple of blocks to cover it up and give it a tad bit of shape. Now, I tried to make this not taller than two large grid blocks, as we have it right there. That's my measurement. And also I would like to keep it under three large grid blocks wide, because, well, that's the length of our printing chamber right there, 3 blocks. So if it is going to fit, right, if it's going to fit, that's the measurements that we have. And I think those measurements are respected. Also, we don't want this thing to be too big, otherwise the welders will not be able to reach the most inner components. I think that covers everything that I need to say, so give me just... oh, also, I chose to put these blocks, like the remote control, gyros and whatnot, in the back, because we probably are going to get shot in the front, so if we lose, for example, the remote control, we lose control of the thingy, so it's... You know, it's I rather have a bunch of things get destroyed, and you know, first go. If we lose the batteries, we lose the craft, obviously. But the batteries are far more resistant than the remote control blocks. So yeah, that was the reasoning for this. But as I was going to say, now it is time for me to start welding all of this. Well, my friends, I have some bad news. We need gold for the thrusters components. I thought we only need platinum. Oh boy, that's going to suck, because I have to go back to the planet and mine the freaking gold, which we never got in the first place. I know where they are, and I have convenient places to go get it, but it's still... Okay, this is going to be time-consuming, but okay. Let's do a quick snip in the recording, and by the time we are here, we shall have that gold, because I need to hurry up. I'm going to take the Hulk so we can bring more with us. Alright, my friends, and this time, like I said, we come back to a little bit of gold. Let's see if we can... yeah, I brought around 40,000 units of gold, so hopefully that is going to be enough for us. If not, well, at least enough for a couple of these things. For a couple of these vehicles, I'm pretty sure, but to weld the large thrusters, I have my doubts, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, functional-wise, everything is welded. Well, everything except for one thruster right there, because I have to grind that, and I don't want to grind that just yet. We are only going to have one braking thruster, so hopefully that is going to be enough. All that I wanted was to have a large one on the back, so that we can have enough acceleration for combat purposes. So yeah, now let me just put a few armor blocks around this vessel, and this thing should be complete. Okay, my friends, so not exactly the prettiest thing from a aesthetical standpoint, but truth be told, it is going to be functional. That's all that we care right now. This is a prototype thingy. We can design a better drone later on if this works as intended. But until we are sure, I'm not going to waste too much time on it. So let's disconnect it from the main grid, add the final thruster, which should be right there, I think, and then blueprint it and move on to the printing chamber. You shall be named the pebble, because it looks like a small stone, right, that we are going to throw at our enemies. Pretty sure stones would be as effective as this thing. I also added a small window that was a little bit hard to weld, but this should serve as a small protection for our camera. After all, that's the only way we are going to be able to see it. But let's try to remote control this thing. So let's go Shift K for remote control. The pebble is... oh yes, I have to activate this. Let's go. So now we are in control of the pebble, so we can move it, right? So let me set up the toolbar. Okay, my friends, so I set up the G menu, moved my character into a place with an atmosphere so that we don't asphyxiate. I was trying to see if we could see the vessel from here. Oh, I mean, I can see a little bit. I can see a little bit over there. Alright, so let's go once again, Shift K to control the pebble. As you can see, I also added a remote control block to our hybrid craft, but okay. But that's not for now. Let's take control. Okay, let's go into the camera mode. So frontal camera and the camera pointing upwards to help us... Oh no. My friends, the remote control is set backwards because I'm pushing forward and the craft is pushing backwards. Okay, wait, change of plans. Give me a moment. Alright, let's try this again. Control the pebble. Let's look at the frontal camera. And now it is controlling properly, although our backward thruster is not exactly the strongest one in the world. Now let's see, can I connect this thing to the connector over there? I mean, maybe. Measurement's going to be complicated, but I can try. Let me see if I can connect this. Yeah, connecting this is not going to happen. It's not going to be easy. I need to be present in the room, otherwise I don't think I'm going to be able to dock it. In any case, let's see. Let's bring it outside slowly. Let's try not to crash it, and let's create a blueprint. Of course, the name had to change, obviously. No, it's the pebble. What the hell? Why are you calling it a small grid? Okay. Now, vision is extremely limited in this thing, but, well, we are maneuverable that much. We can say, like, just moving my mouse around, we can see that we can move extremely quickly, so we have a good acceleration as well. Let me cut off the brakes. You know what, my friends, I say we use this unknown signal as target practice. Clearly my practice, I need more practice, clearly. Oh, we have a hit, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back and assess the damage. But hey, I destroyed something already, and I'm not talking about the pebble. Okay, so I'm just going to add one more ion thruster because braking is not exactly this thing forte. These things are not super powerful. So Let me think. But if I add another thruster, I'm not going to be able to have the window over here for my protection, which is less than ideal, but I suppose sacrifices must be made. Well, my friends, one thing I can tell you, this is not exactly easy until I have the proper references, but after that, it's not that difficult. See, now I know I have to aim this camera at that yellow thingy. Next time, I won't need to be present to dock this thing. Oh, probably a good idea to get out of the remote control thingy, but yeah, and we actually didn't damage ourselves going against that thingy. The unknown signal. So cool. Oh, there is just one thing. I need to update the pebbles blueprint, and then we are going to move on to the printing chamber over there. Alright, my friends, so here we go for attempt number 1. This is going to be our welding chamber, a pretty dangerous place, but we will turn off the welders when we are not needing it. It respects the 2 tile height that we had set up before, and my hopes here, okay guys, like I said, I don't know if this is going to work, but my hopes is that this welder, this large grid welder, can weld at least one block in front of it, one large grid block in front of it, and that encompasses all the components that we have in our vessel. But well, if this doesn't work, we are soon about to find out, because this is like 30 seconds worth of production time. Alright, my friends, Prototype test 1 has been welded and is ready to go. So pretty much the idea here would be, let me just make sure that it's turned off. This would be the attachment point to which the blueprint would attach to, and this merge block is here for repair purposes. Let's say that the pebble gets heavily damaged but is still able to come back. We can attach this merge block to the other one over there, and the blueprint should line up perfectly, and then we only have to pass it through over here and repair it automatically. Okay, so now, yeah, I have to set the blueprint over there. So let's put ourselves, come on, access the thingy. Projector, blueprint, pebble. There we go. Jesus, this the blueprint thingy was being derpy. For some reason, it was considering the pebble a large grid thingy. I don't know. All I know is that now I have to find the... I have to rotate this in a way that... what is it? This block right there, where I'm pointing in the blueprint, lines up with this block right there. And there we go, all lined up in front of us. Let me just go satisfy my power needs, otherwise Susan will be screaming at me, and then we'll be able to see if that is working or not. So I went into my production queue and I tried to make sure that we have almost everything. Oh, the power cells. I almost completely forgot. How much does it cost to make a small grid battery? 80 power? No, that's large grid. 20 power cells. Okay, we only need 40. That's doable. Well, my friends, moment of truth. I have put a few components into production. Hopefully I have not miscalculated and we are not missing anything. This one is set for the piston and this one is set for the welders. Okay. Okay. Let me just double check one final thing. I don't know if this block is within range or not of that welder, but I think we are going to soon find out. So... let's see if magic happens. Well, they have stopped now. So how do you know if the projection has been completely successful or not? Let's go into our projector. And it says nothing. It says nothing. The blueprint has been removed, which means the printing process has been achieved. And now we press that and the piston will remove the drone from the printing chamber, so that we can, you know, grind it and access it. So now we have two drones, one that we manually built and one that we have printed. Oh boy, you have no idea how happy and relieved I am, because I was unsure if this was going to work. After all, this is a pretty large gap, and I was unsure if the welders, like for example, if they welded this block, if they would be unable to access this one. However, that doesn't appear to be the case. They appear to weld everything correctly. Well, as far as I can tell, everything seems to be functional. Why ain't you turned on? You should be turned on, my friends. That is... oh, because the blueprint is turned off as well. Okay, let's just do the test now. Grind that. Shift K. This one, it's not named, but okay. Let's take control. And amazing. We turn on everything. And off we go. Awesome! can park you later. Right now, like I said, it was just a mere test, a test that I would say has been passed. So now all I need to do is set up these displays, make sure that they say what everything does, but I'm pretty happy, my friends, pretty happy with how this hangar is turning out to be. I don't think that we are yet ready, but this episode is probably huge already, but I set to myself the objective of completing the hangar plus the printing pod, and I think that I have achieved that. So any other beautifications and reorganization of the hangar, because this is not going to stay in here, this was going to stay in here if the printer was located down here, but because the printer is located upstairs, we need to grind this off so that we have better mobility within the hangar. Not only that, we have to attach a few connectors along this wall for our drones to be attached to. But I think I can leave that for future me to do. Wait, haven't you retracted? Didn't I tell you to retract? Apparently not. But in any case, my friends, this is our hangar. We started with a shell and now we have a almost fully functional hangar bay. It's not airtight just yet, but it's on the verge of being. We just need to close that area off, close this area off, which only can be done in space, and do the final attachments all over the place. Now, next episode, my friends, I think we are going to move into the battery room over here and probably beautification of the front. Let's try to achieve both of those things, and we are going to be one step closer of getting our capital ship ready. But with all of this said, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!